Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I am building a base game and laundry day stuff pack only build. If you're interested in this build, you can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. Woo! So, like I said, this house was base game like only, and then also the lunch. Why am I even explaining this? I literally just said it. Oh my gosh. Forgive me. It's like 8 in the morning and I'm recording this, and take pity, take heart and take pity on me. But anyways, I actually based this off of a dollhouse, off of a Calico Critters dollhouse, which if you have no idea what those are, that's okay. I don't know how mainstream they are. I think they're relatively, but they're basically like little plastic animals that are like shaped in like almost like human form. That sounds so creepy, but they're like, they're anthropomorphized, so they stand up upright, even though there's like a chipmunk and there's like a beaver, but there's like tons of animals, and the like kind of special thing about them is they're covered in like almost like a velvety like fuzz, and so they're really soft. And I played with them growing up, and I had a dollhouse, one of theirs, not this one, because this is like the super mega like rich person dollhouse. Maybe not, I don't know, it's probably like $100, I don't know. I definitely never would have gotten that as a kid. But yeah, I love them so much. I bought one recently because it was super adorable. My mom did too, though. My mom and I both really like miniatures, and we like dolls sometimes, and like we've in our time we've both collected Madame Alexander dolls. Sorry also if my voice is scratchy. I don't know why. It just decided to rebel. It was like, Penelope, you want to record? Let's mess your recording up. So that's where we're at right now. But anyways, my mom and I have both collected Madame Alexander dolls, which are creepy. Admittedly, they are creepy. But as you can see here, I'm kind of doing the shape. The back of the house, I'm completely winging it just because this dollhouse like opened up, so you couldn't really see the back of the house per se. You saw from the pictures I found. But this house is like the house of stairs. Like, I don't know why. I like went insane. And so there was like, originally there were 4 sets of stairs outside. There was like 2 tall ones, one in the back, one in the front, and then 2 short ones in the front, because there's like 2 front entrances. And I don't know what's going on. When you download this house, you're going to have to set up the front door for sure, because like otherwise your Sims are going to be like entering on the top floor or something, and I don't even know. But with this roofing here, I tried to make it fit the like cutout shape, but I just ended up giving up on that, and I just let there be an overhang for that little like cut corner. And yeah, also the color scheme, I cut out all of the coloring just because I came up with this blue color scheme, and then I didn't really like it, and it didn't look like the original at all, and I was like, well, if you're basing this off of the original, you might as well go with this sort of warmer color scheme, which I haven't really ever done before, so that's what ended up happening. But I feel like we've talked about the build enough. I've been a good cookie, and now I want to talk about other things because I have stories. I've been collecting them. Okay, so you know how last week, like all weeks, I was talking about yoga because it's like the only thing I do in my life, basically. Well, if you thought I wouldn't have any more yoga stories, you were wrong. But this one's really funny, so oh my gosh. So I got a yoga mat for Christmas, and it is the world's heaviest yoga mat. Like, oh my gosh, it is so ridiculously heavy, and I have no idea why. Oh my gosh. So that's the preface for this story. So I had been like struggling to get it in and out of my yoga bag, like struggling. It would like catch on everything, and it was just such a pain. And so like oh my gosh, last week I'm struggling to fit it in. Finally, I get it in. I go to heave it up over my shoulder, and the strap broke off. It just broke off, like the stitching came undone. It just like snapped. And like, I'm late. I am on my way to yoga. There is nothing I can do. And so I'm just carrying this yoga bag, like almost like a Santa sack. Like I have like the strap over my shoulder and I'm like holding it, and it was so ridiculous. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And so the area where it broke is also where the zipper is, which is a really poor design to have the zipper right where the strap like intersects. And so like one of the zippers fell off when it broke, and I was like, okay, whatever. So I get to yoga and I take out my bag, or I take out my yoga mat and then do yoga, and when I'm done I go to put it back in and go to zip it up. And so I zip it and then the other zipper falls off. And so now I have this my yoga mat is in this yoga bag that I have to carry like a Santa sack, and it's trapped in there because the zipper is broken. And oh my gosh, so I went and I ordered a new yoga bag, and hopefully this one will hold, but I had to literally cut my yoga mat out of my yoga bag. I had to take a pair of scissors to my yoga bag and like cut it out, and oh my gosh, why do these things happen to me? Oh my gosh. But anyways, I actually showed the layout of this build for once, partially because I wanted to tell my super cool yoga story, and so I didn't want any chance of it being shortened. There was one commenter last week who was like, I really like your yoga builds, and I was like, okay, permission. They have given me permission. That's all I'm going to talk about now, basically. I love it. Okay. So, I think the thing I struggled with the most on this house was the interior, mostly the kitchen. I did cut out a fair amount of that. It's not necessarily the shape, it's the coloring. And so at this, I originally was going with a darker color scheme for the whole house that kind of matched the exterior. But then I changed the exterior colors and there was no reason. So then I went really bright white. I have this like really whitewashed wood, and I have all white walls, and I really love how it turned out. I think it looks very dollhousey. Without being too like patterny or cutesy or busy. So, but yeah, you can see here I had this color scheme originally, and I like the layout of these cabinets, but there is this weird glitch with the lighting where like the countertops like turn weirdly bright. Like you see how they're like two different colors? Like it looks even more obvious than when I go to change it to the white. And I struggled with this. I was like, what is happening with the lighting situation here? And so I figured out it's because of the laundry day windows. They make a weird lighting effect. And so I wanted to keep those because like it looked dumb without them, and also they're gorgeous. And what is the point of doing a laundry day like themed build if you don't have those windows? So I kept them in. And I tinkered around with it, and I found out that it was the cabinets, or really anything, any large object placed where the refrigerator is now, that was causing the shadow. So I ended up taking that out, rearranging stuff, and then it worked. But you can see in a second, I really struggle with that, and I'm just like, ugh. It was awful. It was awful. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry, I'm stretching. You should stretch with me. It's healthy for you. It's really early in the morning. It's really early, but yeah, here I'm struggling. But yeah, it was the kitchen. The kitchen was the point where I was like, with the, like trying to pick the cabinet color, where I was like, does this really have to be base game and laundry day only? Like, can't I just use the countertops from Parenthood? Like, it would fit so well here. I had to be really strict with myself. And I was like, you've come this far, you cannot make this, you cannot add any more packs because it defeats the purpose entirely. But yeah, so I have another fun story to tell. This one is not yoga related, surprisingly, but it is about the only other thing I really do, work. Okay. So on Monday morning, I guess I was half asleep. I take the bus to work, and the bus stop I go to has multiple buses that come to it. It's a pretty like busy one. And so, you know, I get on the bus, and wait, before I have a preface for this, which is going to seem like the most random thing ever, but it will come back into play. So, like, kind of far away from my house, but like it's a place that like we drive by sometimes. There's this Taco Bell, and they like closed it, and then they reopened it as a breakfast Taco Bell. A breakfast Taco Bell. I've never seen it before. Like, or seen a breakfast Taco Bell. It's the wildest thing. Like, we haven't gone to it. Like, I know Taco Bell has like breakfast food, but this is like dedicated breakfast. It's the weirdest thing. I don't even know. Like, whenever I look at it, I feel like I'm having a stroke. Like, it's so bizarre. But anyways, that's the little preface. But so I get on the bus, and there's not very many people on the bus. And I'm like, oh, this is nice. I get my own seat to myself. And so I sit down, and I'm all like, start reading. And a couple stops later, I kind of like glance up out of the windows, and it's a lot brighter than usual. And I'm like, oh, we must be making really good time. I guess because the bus isn't busy. And so then I'm wondering, oh, is it a holiday Monday? Because I don't usually get holiday Mondays off, and so I have no concept of what day a holiday Monday is. And the holiday Mondays tend to be less busy on the bus because most people have the day off. And so I like look up, and I'm like, huh, that's weird. And I look back down, and I just keep going on this bus. I'm like, oh God, I just kept with it. I just stuck with the bus. And so finally, I look up, and I see the breakfast Taco Bell. And my first thought is, huh, are they making more of these? And then I was like, wait a second. Oh no. And so I pull up. I like didn't believe it yet. I pulled up GPS on my phone, and I looked at it, and I was just like, oh no. I got on a bus going in the opposite direction of my work. I'm almost outside of city limits at this point. I'm not even kidding. Like I almost left the city limits of Seattle, just mindlessly like going along in my life. And so, oh gosh, I felt like such a doofus. So I texted work. I'm like, okay, I'm going to be late. And so I tried to see if my boyfriend could drive me, but he couldn't pick up the phone. And so then I was like, okay, it's okay. Plan B. We'll just call an Uber. You know, it's going to be okay. So I go to call an Uber, and it's like, there are no Ubers in your area. And I'm just like, I am still technically in Seattle. How are there no Ubers? It's Seattle. And so then as I'm walking to go catch a different bus, my boyfriend picked up, and he saved the day, and it was amazing. And I ended up only being 5 minutes late for work, which makes the whole story a lot less dramatic and makes me feel a little bit like ridiculous. But excuse me. Whew. I don't know why my throat is like this, but it was a thing. But mostly I'm telling this story so I can say what I'm about to say, and you're going to groan so hard, but it needs to be said. So at the end of the day, or morning really, I was saved by the bell, the Taco Bell. Okay. Feel free to go throw Rotten Tomatoes at me in the comments for that. But I felt so proud when I came up with that. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. I'm going to stop for a second so I can clear out whatever frog is like lodged down my throat, and then release him into the wild, preferably in an area that doesn't have very many cars, because frogs get hit by cars. What am I even talking about? Okay, I'll be back in a second. Okay, I feel like that didn't really help all that much, but I'm back because anyways, because I'm already doing this. But here's the living room, and this is where I decided that I needed more than what the base game technically had to offer. I was just like, there's this huge wall here. I don't want to put any bookcases. Like, I need art. Like, I just need more art. So people have collected the base game paintings that your Sims make and put them into like one room. And so I downloaded that off the gallery, which was a lifesaver because I just could not stand not having. So this build does not have any CC. It is still base game. But these paintings, I was just like, oh Lord, and thank goodness gracious, because I was like struggling without them, and I'm so excited. But yeah, I left in this bathroom. The one upstairs, basically the same. I really like what I did with the tiles here, with the like little diagonal stripes. I think it looks really country-esque and adorable. And I also just love the tub on the diagonal. And so I'm just digging it a lot, hardcore. But I have one more work story. It's not super exciting, but basically for this past week, I've shifted like spots in like where I work. So I'm not in the front, I'm in the back, and which I don't like because when I'm in the back, I just sit on my butt and make phone calls, and I don't like that. And when I'm in the front, I'm standing all day and I'm interacting with customers, and I do like that. And so it's not a permanent thing, but like, oh my gosh. But I needed to make a phone call, and I'm not kidding. I am not exaggerating. There was like a little timer on the phone. I was on hold for an hour and 50 minutes. I was losing my mind. I was talking to myself and to the recording because like, oh my goodness, I started out and they're like, oh, you're going to be on hold for 15 minutes. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. We're doing good. I go check with my boss to make sure that's what, they want me to be doing, just be on hold. And they're like, yeah, somebody has to do it. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I get back to the phone where I had left it, and it's like, oh, 1 more minute remaining. And I'm like, oh, cool. I'm glad I made that really short trip and I'm back now. For about 5 minutes later, 1 minute remaining. I'm like, well, okay, that's not how long a minute is, but give you the benefit of the doubt here. Also, before I forget, let me interrupt myself. The laundry machines don't work underneath the shelving, which I didn't know, which sucks and is stupid, but whatever. You can just kind of shift it over one spot. There's plenty of room to do that in the laundry room, so I didn't realize that until I was playtesting, so I'm so sorry about that. But anyways, they're telling me I have just 1 minute left, 1 minute left. And I'm like, okay. So then, I've heard 1 minute less about 3 times now. And we're about 15 minutes in, and I'm just like, okay, this is so dumb. And then they're like, estimated wait time is more than 45 minutes. And I'm just like, what? Are you kidding me? Wait, what? And so then it basically was like that for the rest of the time. It jumped up to 60 minutes, and I was like, oh God. And I double checked my boss, and they're like, yeah, you just gotta stick with it. And I was just like, oh my God. And they gave me like another phone to make calls on. So, but it was awful. And so I'm on hold. And then it's like, it starts going back down again. It goes to 45 minutes and it goes to 30 minutes. I'm like, okay, good. We're making progress. It hopped back up to 45 minutes and I almost like shot the phone. Like if, I don't have a gun, but if I had, I don't think I would have. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm dying now. And oh God, it made my voice worse. How did this happen? What is happening to my voice? Okay. We're all good. We have a normal voice. But anyways, it was just so ridiculous. And towards the very end, I heard just 1 more minute, honest to God, like 15 times before they finally picked up. And like that was when a coworker had to go relieve me so I could go to the bathroom. And when I come back, they're on the phone and like not asking any of the right questions because like I was the one who knew. And so I ended up just kind of like taking the phone back from them and being like, okay, I'm going to talk now. Anyways, that was, I honestly, I think I lost a piece of my soul during that like hour and 50 minutes, and it's not coming back. It's not coming back. It's gone. And it was really, it was traumatizing. It was gone. Okay, that was awful. Do not recommend. Like, ooh. But anyways, long story. This is the upstairs. It's pretty simple. There are 2 kids' bedrooms. I skipped over the like little, really little kids' bedroom, and I loved using that wallpaper. I don't know if I've used that before. Maybe I have, but I was excited to use it because I do enjoy it. Once I started getting the base game paintings in, this kind of became like a nautical vibe to it, just like a little bit. So that was kind of cool. The other bedroom upstairs, I started out being like, maybe I should make a more traditionally masculine bedroom. At least saw how that turned out. It's quite like bright and light colors, so, but whatever. Anyone can go in there. That's cool. But yeah, I got a little tired with the office. I think it's my least favorite room, which is surprising because I thought it would be my favorite one. But I got just like a little bit like tired with how little stuff I have. And so I think it still looks good, but it's not the best. But finally, we are here to the exterior. You can get a better look at the color scheme of the house. Lots of warm colors and whites, and I really love it. So I had like 4 like deck areas like to decorate though. Oh my gosh. Oh, decorate the deck. Decorate. It's too early in the morning for me. It's too early in the morning for you guys to have to listen to me wherever you are. I don't care if it's like 5 in the afternoon. It's too early in the morning for you to have to listen to me. I mean, you don't have to. But anyways, I'm just rambling at this point. I had one more little story to tell. It's not technically my story. It happened to my mom. So her coworker has these 2 twin girls, and this is a story representing the vast differences in personalities of twins. So she has these 2 twin girls, and they're watching Bambi. Oh God. And if I'm about to spoil Bambi, but this is a really old film, so I don't care. But anyways, Bambi's mom dies. And so they're watching Bambi, and my mom is watching them watch it. And so Bambi's mom dies, and the one twin goes, "She's dead. She's dead, dead, dead. And she's not coming back." And this is like a 5-year-old, mind you. Just like totally just being like super hardcore. And so then her twin like shushes her, and she's like, "Shh, wait, the magic will come." And it's just like 2 completely different twins. Like, oh my gosh. Although the first one was right. She's dead and she's not coming back. But anyways, that was just a quick little story. Because, yeah, my life isn't all that interesting. Although I did start jogging. I don't know what's been possessing me lately, but I've jogged like 3 times in the last week. And like, basically, I'm just like in the mood to jog. And I don't know if this mood will ever come back, so I'm trying to take advantage of it while I feel in the mood to jog, which is like a bizarre thing for me to even say out loud, that I'm in the mood to jog. Like, what are you talking about? Anyways, we are coming up on the end of this build, kind of. We still got a little bit. Basically, the outside, I tried to go with a lot of like red accents because I love the flowers, but I wished with the flowers like that are on the windowsills, those are bright red. We do not have very many bright reds in the base game plants. For whatever reason, they're just pink, and I am annoyed. Also, I put a clothes hanger here, and I like made it really cluttered, and it's cute. But anyways, we are coming up to the end of the build now. I hope that you guys had a really great day. Next week, I'm going to be building a super modern build and using as many packs as I want because, like, I'm done. But yeah, if you enjoyed this build, feel free to give me a like, a comment, or subscribe, especially if you're interested in being notified as to when my next build is. I hope you're all having a great day and enjoyed my stories. And I will see you guys next time. Bye! you.